locations today to make sure it's going to be stable, and other than that, it should be good to go. I'll be bringing my tower down to Ralph's shop sometime this week. I'll get a hold of him when I figure out when I'll have time. And I did put a news release out for KFOT this morning. And
saw it on Facebook.
One of the reporters that I know will stop by on Saturday. They'd like to go up to the location.
You're ahead of me there, Scott. That's great. Let's see. Alternate power. Nobody's been officially in charge of this, but I know Barry and Jerry have been kind of working on it. Jerry, will you officially volunteer to get a solar panel set up for the VHF station?
Yeah, it's set up in my backyard.
We're good on that. Let's see, we need to originate a message for the section manager and pass that. I was hoping we could do this on VHF or UHF with either Art or Nels as being the receiver. You guys can take it to the, since you're not going to be operating out there, you guys can take it to one of the sideband nets. Can I get either Art or Nels, one of you guys, to be willing to meet us up on either on 2 meters on 5.2 and take that traffic to the net?
I did that one.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's going to be next week.
Soon, but most everything's done.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's starting to get kind of warm.
We'll get the
Can you
contact
rub
on 2 meters
my
and
spine?
440 and any other band you can contact
Right.
us on. But
Lower. Yeah, right.
big
Okay.
money thing is a 100-point thing for the message. I'll close the message and give it to the VHF guys, and they can give it to you, or you can sometimes get it into the traffic system. I don't know. I believe Craig's here. Craig, what's the probability of you being around for the satellite QSO?
You or Bruce?
W0AP N7IV. Well, N7IV in the group.
Feeling the effects of yesterday's standing.
Among other things, yeah.
I'm catching my end early morning and then just send you the update like 30 minutes there. She's probably on a Range Rover.
Well, I was hoping, since Bruce, you're not going to be there, is that correct? N7IV?
Okay. A little bit higher.
C0EQH, I'm sorry. I missed that. You're not going to be in town, or can you provide the satellite to connect?
I should do that while we're driving.
What?
I don't know if I should do this or.
Yeah, it's fine. It's that upper section where it's fused together.
Yeah.
A little bit lower. Yeah.
Well, maybe. I'm hoping Craig can do that, but if he can't, we'll maybe see somehow we can glue this thing together. Okay, here's a big one, guys. I would like to establish at least a preliminary operating schedule for the
God,
Right,
it's
right,
never going to
every year.
happen. It never
Every year.
happens.
just a couple of lines.
It's never going to
Couple of
happen.
guidelines. You know, if we know, or times we think 20 is going to be good, we should be in the sideband operation.
For all we know, 20 could be dead.
When we're
If it's
scheduled
open,
for
it'll be open
sideband,
all the sun's out.
FT8 or to,
If it's open.
If,
They are talking chance thunderstorms, so.
which creates its own problems.
Yeah, it does.
Or a good band on CW, but that's not necessary. I can live with that. You know, just being on in the middle of the night. And I'm sure Jerry can too. If there are any other CW
Well, my friend
operators
put a thing on
that
Facebook.
can do
Found a tick on his back.
Somebody
He wasn't even. He was just going through his farm field, not even through tall grass. Found a tick on his back the size of his thumb.
What was his name?
Huh?
Who?
One of my friends.
I pulled a tick off of Mom today.
Whoa.
I don't know if it took a ride on me or what.
Must have. But it was the size of it. Showed on Facebook, the size of his thumb. It was huge.
Yeah.
One more thing here. I'll try to
Killed it with a hammer.
The W1AW bulletin before the contest. We've invited, I believe, Rich, you either text or invited the emergency management person to show up. Is that correct? Dave, this is for you, or for, I guess for you. Is it possible that you could have one elected
Oh, you took one out working the house?
Doesn't matter who to invite.
That's a scary thought.
MD0CW, I will scratch my head on that and see what I can do.
But he's got suggestions. Art, if you know anybody who might actually show up, and send him a note. Let's see. Okay. Instructional materials describing the station. So we can have an instructional activity, an educational activity for the kids out there.
APRS.
I was thinking about putting something real simple together on the antennas that we'll have out there. Has anybody got a better idea?
K0TJ. Joe, I can do a quick thing on Pico balloons. I have a little side project going on that I feel.
Do that instead, then. That's
Don't
cool.
do it. Looks fun to volunteer.
Anybody to listen to Scott, that'll be hard. We'll keep that down there. Youth activity, we get 20 points per contact, up to 100 points for anybody other than the age of 18 who operates. Guys, I've contacted the people at Ryan. We may have a couple kids coming up. If we get one of those kids and
Better not stay all day.
who's operating,
You won't repeat that.
make a contact because it's worth 20 points to us. That's the others. We need a safety officer. There's a checklist that's available.
Checklist?
Can I get somebody to download that and be the safety officer?
Problem with me being a safety officer is I felt everything was faulty. I know you couldn't even get near the site. No, sorry, that's all. New.
Volunteer, step right up.
Problem is you'd have to be on site all the time.
No. Mainly main setup and tear down. Be the two most important things.
HVA's done it in the past, and he can tell you that it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Nobody listens to it.
Oh, it's a perfect job for you.
Last thing is the public information table. Oh, social media. Jeff, KC0ICW.
ICW?
I hope I believe you volunteered to do that.
Huh?
If I'm wrong.
Facebook?
And what do you plan to do to inform people with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, that we actually have a place there?
We don't have any presence on Instagram or Twitter.
Well,
Facebook only.
tell him if you're going to tell him because he doesn't know unless you tell him. Right, there's the mic.
Yeah.
Deafening silence. I'll try to get back
Yeah,
to Jeff.
definitely. Don't want to volunteer. I got enough crap of my own to worry about.
We need some propaganda stuff for the public information table. Can you get that to somebody? Roger. I'll make sure I get it to somebody this week. A random victim, preferably not me. That's about it, Dave. Thank you for all the time, and I still am looking for a volunteer for the schedule of operation, because I don't want to do it. Back to you, David, and thanks for the time, man.
I mean, my first thing as a public safety officer is don't die.
Kirk and Milo are here. I need it's up to the club, I guess. Milo has volunteered to help with food, and Kirk is taking care of the porta potty. He may want to take care of the other end now that he's truckless. And we need to get a decision about whether or not we're going to have food, how much, all that good stuff.
Pizza, and more pizza.
Go ahead, Kirk.
Joe, yeah, I got the porta potty ordered yesterday, so I told him to anytime Friday to show up. I will be off Saturday. My truck will be done. I'll be driving Greg's truck actually Monday, but you know I'm gone most of the week. I'm sure I'll be home back Monday to give Greg's truck back. And, but as far as like pulling the camper trailer out, its receiver is out there. I just don't know my schedule during the week, but we can take a head count.
Okay, there's a few people with trucks.
You know, I don't know if we want to try to burgers type thing like that, or if we just want to do chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy like we've done in the past. So we can kind of do a head count Saturday.
The ones that come to eat but don't come to work.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
We can get some numbers put
So
together.
it'll be like normal.
Play it by ear, Joe, for supper Saturday night, Joe West.
It's one bigger requirement. You have to make at least one contact before you eat.
That might actually work against us.
Just go to Kentucky Fried Chicken or whatever and buy enough food that's pre-made and it's ready to go, and you can
Across the street.
Put in a big blender and just eat it.
easier thing than hauling grills and
We get the chicken, put it in a blender, and give us an IV drip.
ND0CW. Any other old business?
We need a motion here, guys. I'm going to move to give Kirk and Milo minimum or a maximum budget of $150 for food, drink, whatever they need.
That might be a little low.
And so
Yeah.
they are pre-approved to purchase up to $150 worth of stuff.
If it's hot dogs, it's not a big deal.
Okay. D0THJ second. Okay, THJ second, thank you. We will assume a unanimous vote unless somebody drops their call sign to say no.
Go!
D0CW, thank you everybody, appreciate
Where you turn?
This is Hardee's.
Yeah.
For putting stuff together. Joe.
I could have went this way.
Okay, yeah, you
right?
could have.
Okay, new business, let's see.
Not very many people up here.
I suppose they're waiting until the meeting's over.
For the emergency coordinator, and then we probably need to deal with that, W0ND. Should we do that as an executive committee? Also be taking names of those interested.
But some people were either didn't come because the meeting was on the radio, or
That might be.
they were enjoying their weekend, which is still
Yeah.
fun. They can still do that.
Well, it's okay. I thought Scott was there, but I guess not.
Yeah. That's fine, because a lot of them are going to be tied up next weekend, so.
Well, we'll do what we do.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
See about ice cream.
About what?
See about ice cream.
You got ice cream.
No, I saw you bought some.
You have ice cream in there too.
Yeah, I know, I see that. That's what I said. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Been in there for a while.
No, actually, that one hasn't.
It's been in there for a while.
The raspberry stuff has, but the other stuff hasn't.
Right, it has
Oh.
been in there. You just didn't see it because all the stuff that was piled in front of
Oh.
it. It's been there for a while.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's okay.
Must be a lot more junk up there than I thought there was.
There was.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Tomorrow's the longest day of the year.
Yep.
Weird.
Winter's coming, man.
Yeah. That's one of my friends lives in Australia. He's like, so that's the longest day of your year. It must be the shortest day of our year.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah. How hot is it there? I'm like 80. I'm like, oh, okay.
Tropical.
Yeah. It's a cool day there.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes he was talking about some days it'll hit like 60. I'm like, I was like,
Oh, the dreaded 60 above. Huh?
yeah. I was like, oh, winter coats or something.
Yeah.
Must be or something. That dreaded day when you might hit 40.
Well, when you're not used to it.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
When I was in northern Nevada, a place called Fallon, naval base in the middle of nowhere
Yeah,
in the
I
desert
know.
on the
I know
radar
it is.
site.
I know it is.
Okay. All right. In the day shift,
You died.
you needed the air conditioner because it was hot as could be. That
Well,
same day,
Yeah.
you needed the heater later on in the
Yeah, well, yeah.
afternoon because it was that cold. Because you're in an elevated desert. But
Well, yeah. That's they talked about that. That one guy talked about it. Says they didn't let the people have air conditioning when they worked at that one base because they said they change even if the inside of the vehicle with the air conditioner on max blast only got it to 80 to step out of that
20,
temperature
30 degree hit.
to or more if it was 120 or more to step out of that 80 degree Jeep into 120 125 plus or higher, you just pass out.
When I was running down there, we had law enforcement had brand new Ford air conditioned trucks. We had 67 Chevys, which were fairly new for cops, and there was no such thing as air conditioning. And now you're on the flight line, hotter than hell. You got 100 or 200 airplanes.
Yep.
Half of them are running their motors at one time or another. Okay. And you're driving along with highly starched cotton fatigues. It's 115 in the shade. You got a wool on and a blue scarf. It is so damn hot.
Yeah.
But when you jumped out of the truck, it was no different than being in the truck. It was hot both places, right?
Yeah.
Windows were all the way down.
Yeah.
And so we were fine. When they got air conditioners, the Defense Nuclear Agency, they couldn't have catalytic converters on the flight line or around nuclear weapons or any bombs. Because they weren't reliable enough at that time.
Yeah.
So we're driving all the old shit. All the beat the heck scouts and all the rest. And we were just fine with it. You know, but boy, we had an outside guard mount face into the sun, and the polish melted and ran off of our boots. That's how hot it was.
Yeah, the one guy was talking about when he was there in the Air Force doing the security stuff. He said, yeah, you some people, they bring you water in these big like Gatorade jugs.
Yep.
And they fill it with ice.
Yep.
And by the time they got to
it's flat
from your stuff, the ice is melted. The water's still cold.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah, but it's only half.
And well, no, well, yeah, but still, he said we drink that thing. We drink about 7 of those things a day. We never pee.
Yeah, because you're
just sweating it.
Yep.
And he says then they came up with the idea that we're going to have air conditioning in these things for a little bit of time. They decided to put air conditioners in them for the year, and of course after like 2 months of being in that environment, the air conditioners failed. They said that the people who are doing security never stopped that routine of drinking water. Well, now they got air conditioning. Now they got to pee because they're not sweating it out.
Right.
So they said every 2 hours, they're having to leave their post to go piss.
Old school, you didn't leave your post.
And he says we'd go out and it's like 130 degrees or something on this thing, and you pee on a rock, and well, the rock has been sitting all day.
It's hot.
It's like boiling temperatures. Your piss hits it, it steams.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn.
Oh yeah, been there, done that, man. Ooh-wee.
He said by the time you walk back to your wherever your building is, he says you look back to where you peed. There's no indication you ever peed.
Well, it's all the same thing in the winter when you're humping a bomber.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
You got your butt to the wind.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no relieving you for potty breaks.
No.
Unless you could have a download. Other than that, you just stayed out there.
Shit.
So you're pissing into you put your butt to the wind, piss carefully, and then when you walk around, by the time you walk around the plane, it's all frozen.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got a yellow spot that's just like ice. Because it is. It's like, well, that's cold.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to drive into the truck. It hurt so much. God, I haven't hurt that much since the Vegas trip. And the Vegas trip was even worse.
Yeah, baton death march.
Well, it was 115 or something like that.
Yeah.
To start out on.
Yeah.
And that gets a little bit hot.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
And you go to each casino wants to show you half of their 5,000 rooms and restaurants and everything. When I got to the first place, we walked from the Luxor. Mandalay Bay was farther south, I think. Did I get that wrong? I think it was Luxor through the Excalibur, and then we stood and waited for the people from the New York to take us on a tour of the New York. Then we walked across Las Vegas Boulevard to the MGM Grand, which took us on a tour of the MGM Grand.
Oh boy!
Then we got a ride, thank God, from the MGM Grand to the Venetian, where we had to stand and wait, and then we went to a hosted private breakfast, which was very good. And then we had a tour of the Venetian. Then we had to walk across the street and down the road and go to the Wynn and the Encore and do the same thing again. The pain level is like, oh my God. Yeah, we walked 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 miles a day depending on the day.
Does this sound like global warming?
It looks like some it's elephant tusks, isn't it?
Yeah, but the description, 100 degrees.
Eastern Siberia shatters record for hottest ever temperature inside the Arctic Circle. Well, that's
sounds like global warming to me.
Yeah, sounds like it's time to move north.
Oh, that is north.
That's what I'm saying.
So move south, maybe. Way south.
Yeah, it's not so bad in North
Small
Dakota.
town of Vladivostok.
Well, yeah, well, that's never been warm.
Yeah, well, over 100 degrees?
Yeah, that's
in Vladivostok?
That's pretty weird.
Prior to today, temperatures of the small town ranged between minus 68 C and at 37 C, a 105 degree temperature difference.
Yeah.
In Fahrenheit, that's minus 90 to plus 98.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Average high temperature for this time of year in Vladivostok is 19.9 Celsius.
That's
Saturday, much. That's like, and Saturday's high was a sweltering 38 Celsius.
Jeez, that's hot. Yeah.
That's a big temperature difference.
Yeah.
Between their averages.
Yep. Well,
they haven't had snow in Vladivostok. In winter, the average temperature in Vladivostok is minus 50 degrees C.
Yeah.
They have not had snow in Vladivostok since November.
That's unheard of.
That's since the first winter ever on record.
Well,
where they have not had
recent record. Yeah.
Well, as far back as they have records
written record, yeah.
that they've not had snow.
Geologically, it might be different, but
and the river,
it's never frozen.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is the river's not frozen either.
When I was at Clear, of course, this was 73, 74. We got down to 60 and 80 below actual and stayed like that for a high for 60 days in a row or something like that.
Off today.
And then the highest we ever got when I was there is we got up to 72 above, and everybody was just dying for me.
Oh, I bet.
Nobody had air conditioning. Nowhere, no how, no way. There was no provisions for air conditioning in any of the buildings or anything else. I'm just waiting on
yeah.
He's gonna want pizza.
Oh, pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, it was crazy. And a lot of the different places did not have any type of air conditioning.
I don't
nor any place to buy air conditioning.
Monday and Tuesday she's off.
Okay. Well, Monday might be the day to try to do something because I want to get out to the range one of these days.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, since we got the membership cards and everything, we got to get those straight and signed. Oh my gosh, just. But things
we're
have.
not bringing a whole bunch of ticks home with us.
Well, that would be kind of a bad thing, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I didn't know if we were going to be doing rifle or not. My biggest concern is pistol at the moment. Is bringing the pistol skills back up.
assume you have to park, I guess. I don't know.
25th is the PTSD walker, the 26th.
You ready for that?
I don't know if I can walk.
I don't think so either.
Bring a cane with me, maybe.
Yeah. Mom's cart thingy.
What?
Bring Mom's
A walker?
Walker.
No.
It has a seat on it.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't? Oh.
No, she doesn't have one of the fancy ones.
Oh. Can we do it with reactive? I just gotta drive in between the races. Is that appropriate? Well, they're benches.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long the walk is supposed to be.
Oh.
Better ferret out for a walk.
Yeah. Some people take their dogs out for walks, some people take their ferrets. I mean, some people are crazy and take their tigers out. In a car ride. In a car ride.
Not that
in Russia.
Well, I know
the white tigers.
They did that with the.
I saw a video on YouTube where this guy has 2 white tigers that he raised from like cubs.
Yeah.
And they're like legitimately as if they were just big pussycats.
Yeah, like
literally. I think he had it their front and back claws declawed. I think probably the only way there.
Still big teeth.
Yeah.
Still powerful. Yeah.
Yes, it is. There you go. I'm not going to go out and try to. I'm not going to try to go out and pick that thing up.
No.
Well, think how crazy Amy doesn't like being picked up.
300 pounds.
Yeah. Well, besides the point. Amy don't like being picked up. She's okay every other time though.
She's getting better though. Overall, gradually.
Yeah. She's improving a whole lot. She's going to destroy my blinds, I can guarantee that. She's already pretty much figured they're now a thing to rub up on, so she's going to destroy them. What's left of them. Guarantee that will happen. Then we'll get curtains or something.
What?
She's going to destroy my blinds. I'm just saying she's going to destroy them. She's already gotten that into her head that she's going to destroy them because she wants to row up next to them.
Played with her a little bit this morning.
Find a laser pointer and give her some attention or something.
Just played with her.
and did the hunting.
Badass ladies don't drive Mercedes. It's on the back of that Dodge.
Scheduled to see the eye doctor, so I should do.
Mom's got 2 or 3 doctor's appointments next week.
Okay.
Got the lab done last week. We got Josie on Tuesday, I think, and somebody else on Wednesday, and maybe somebody on Thursday. Veterans.
No, it's been like 2 weeks. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I get it.
Josie, the eye doctor.
I can't remember. Mine's I think is August. I think is mine.
Well, I need to talk to the VA about getting an eye exam for myself. I can either go IMED, not IMED. Is it IMED? Is that who I got now?
I don't know.
Not sure. I'd have to look it up. Anyhow, we're paying for that now because Delta isn't.
And one of these days we got to go down and talk to the Stanford people about stuff.
Yeah.
There we go.
You don't have a new hose, though, do you?
No, I don't.
Maybe you should run some hot water through the one you have.
I should just replace that. Join High Command, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Said by no one, ever.
Oh, it should be on a certain point. It's a negative reward.
Enjoy a great day it is.
So whenever 10's open, maybe a while. Right now, there's no.
It'll be a
antenna.
long while, probably.
There's no antenna on it right now.
Then
Well,
even longer.
Yeah. Ordered it intended. I figure I'll run it and the wires up there on the tranny hump. That way they're out of the way, because we don't want to put anybody in the middle seat, if hardly ever.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty long amount of travel for my leg to that.
Yeah. Well, it was about the only place to do it.
Yeah, because otherwise, if I'd been there, I'd been smacking into it with my legs. So if I would have been out of the driver's seat.
And it was lots of fun.
Well, here it was.
But when I pulled the power distribution thing out, I couldn't get it out, so I took the plastic cover off of it to make it fit. And when I did, I grounded across it and shorted the fuse. And I was like, well, that was stupid. So I disconnected it since I'd blown the fuse and hooked it back together. Then I pulled the negative fuse apart, and it was okay. And I pulled the positive fuse apart, and it came out in powder. I think that's where the short went.
Definitely time for replacement.
Yep, nothing but powder. That is a hint that it is not happening.
Some cynical person would just replace them all.
No. Well, that is a thought, but it's not the thought I can do. I'm ripping that road up again over there.
This means it has more power.
No, it's fine.
Why they can't put like circuit breakers in cars?
Fuses have certain benefits in some arenas. Circuit breakers are better in other things. Fusible links are the last straw type of thing. It's a wire that becomes a fuse. You remember how the smoke rolls out of that? Not what we're hoping for. So the HF is in the van with the auto tuner. Boy, was that fun. Go, blowing on the edge. Look at the angle it's blowing on. I'd say the grass.
I found out I watched this guy's video online, and there's a COVID tracker in your phone. Now.
What?
In your Android phone, they have a COVID tracker. It's disabled by default, but it's in there. And you can't remove it.
Latest upgrade or something like that.
Maybe, yeah. It's on my phone, maybe not on your phone. Yours hasn't been updated with the latest fancy stuff. But I'd have to look at your phone.
Leave my phone on.
It's within Google, so it might be in your phone. I was just watching it, it's like, I gotta look at that up. I looked at my phone, yeah, it's in there. Why did you put it in there?
You put a lot of money into your phone, you don't really get to have what you want.
It's kind of, well, apparently they're also an Apple phone, so it's like it's disabled by default, but you can turn it on, and then it's like a trace contract thing. So so basically, if it's activated, which my guess is the government in their infinite wisdom put it in there so they can turn it on whenever they choose.
I suppose.
And basically, if you get near somebody who's in contact with this thing, it can determine, okay, you were in contact with this person at this time, they had it this time, so you probably have it.
In reality, you probably don't.
We don't know. My guess is they silently added it, and they can silently turn it on.
If Rich is any happier than he was the other day. He was pretty grumpy.
Well, everything that's going on, I'm sure a lot of it's events for the summer we normally go to.
All of our camps.
Yeah, all of our camps. So
Yeah, that's what he's.
Probably why he's grumpy.
I would think it's part of it. Yeah.
I would be. I didn't come in, but.
Taking Jen out to easier today because she's got a plumber coming along.
I don't need to eat.
About putting a rubber mat in the back of the bed. Those ones about 80 thick, weighs 1 million pounds. Not necessarily the sides, just down the center. You remember when I had one that was cut and it would wrap around the fenders?
Yeah.
Worked really good, but boy.
Yeah, in the Comanche. In the Comanche, yeah.
Yep. And I've got parts of that in the back of the Jeep, in the back of the Wrangler now. That I cut down after. Go.
My ass won't be climbing back there. My ass won't be climbing back there anytime soon.
Well, it's just it would be easier.
Yeah,
on the
for
bed.
you, yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah, the bed
easier
too.
on the bed, and then it would be easier. If I got to get up there, that is a heck of a long ways up.
Yeah, it is.
The regular, the old.
And then there's the coming down part.
Well, the '67 half-ton pickup was a half-ton two-wheel drive, and it sat nice and low. And Mom and I used to crawl in the back of that and sleep.
That was, again.
That was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
40 years.
40 years ago.
40, 50 years.
Yeah, and it wasn't on 20-inch rims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15, I think, or something.
Yeah, when your joints ain't hurting, it's not too bad.
Well, when I would get in these
when your joints are hurting, it's a whole other story.
When I would get in these positions to try to work on stuff, I found out my shoulders were too wide.
Well,
and my head was too wrong placed.
Yeah.
And since my vision's all changed now, I can't see anything up close.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stand on my head without blowing my back and everything else. So it made it entertaining, shall we say.
All night because I can't sleep, and then I tired all bloody day.
Oh, how does that happen?
I don't know. I can't sleep at night hardly anymore. Try. Don't ask me how. I don't know why. So I was like, now I'm like tired. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Well, you can take a nap if you want. Becoming something finally. A lot of work.
I'll lay down until we go to our things.
Well, we'll figure out what's going on.
Sometimes just sucking that oxygen on me and it just perks me up a little bit.
Go for a little while.
Yeah. got so used to the quarantine thing and just sleeping all day. And,
Yep.
yeah. Whatever. It is what it is.
If we could get it up on Friday, and even if we got to wait till Monday or Tuesday to take some of it down, I mean, we could take the antennas down just fine. If we got to wait to take the trailers out of there for a few days, I don't think it's probably worth it.
Oh, no.
I'd say this ain't working, Jeff.
It's closed.
Yeah. It says
Cut
we're
the
going
bank.
to have to take a different route.
To the bank, yeah.
Well, that would be one way, but check out this up here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to eventually take a different way. Well, they said it's gonna eliminate the
Drain problems.
the flooding issues that they have.
Well, they're really bad.
That's like that's like become the new 6th Street with the flooding.
Yeah. Okay. I'd have somebody hit that. That doesn't look good.
Yeah. Wonder about that with antennas.
No, I think it was more than an antenna. I think it's.
No, I worry about that with antennas.
Yeah, well, I do too. That's why I only ordered a 3-footer, not a almost 6-footer. Yeah, 5-footer.
Yeah. It works down here too. Well, without the fair, they're gonna. That's the thing. They canceled the mosquito spraying.
Yeah.
Because the fair isn't going on. I mean, like, wait a minute. They're spraying the base. It's not going to cost them any more to spray the town.
It will, but I mean, it won't be that much more. Somebody's got to pay for it.
Yeah. Well, apparently, because the fair isn't going to go on, even though it wouldn't have been for another month. They're not going to spray. I'm like, well, that's encouraging.
The good news is it's sort of dry. Been sort of dry.
Well, yeah. But still.
Yeah.
But they're still going to spray the base.
Cut down in West Nile.
Yeah,
And
like,
all the rest
it would have been nice, yeah.
Well, yeah, they still have to work in that environment out there. It gets pretty bug infested on the ramp sometimes.
So they're still spraying the base. They're not going to spray mine. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Probably because Minot had to pay for it.
No, they shouldn't. They saved money by not having the seating. Do you want to go back and get them?
No, I haven't got the time.
Okay. Well, it will run me home later if you have enough time.
I'll leave them out because when we shoot the rifles,
oh yeah, that's
really
bad.
We don't want to be hearing you with the hearing aids in, so we'll just leave them out until we get back.
Okay. I'll just start yelling at you.
Back.
I found an interesting video online, the guy channel. It's the Raccoon Whisperer.
Here we go.
The guy in northern or in like Alberta or something, on his like little piece of land, has a whole bunch of neighborhood raccoons, and he's like 3 or 4 years ago started to feed them like cat food or whatever food, dog food, whatever it is. I think it's cat food. And he just put it out on his lawn and or on his deck, and they started coming and eating it, and put out fresh water for him. And after a while, he started doing hot dogs. He's getting like 17 of these people will show up every night.
Okay.
That's not the only thing he
Free food,
like,
man.
Well, I love the one video he was doing like 2 weeks ago. He showed on there. It was like, he was feeding them Oreos.
Oh gosh.
I don't know,
like pigs.
They're eating. So this one, he said when he started doing this like a couple years ago, he says there were a couple that came up. They were just skin and bone, and now they're fat.
Well, of course they are. Now you can shoot them.
Now they got babies.
Now you can shoot them, get a good pelt.
And the babies are coming.
Trap them.
The babies don't, but the big females don't want the babies coming because they want to have their own time.
Yeah, well,
Away from the kids. He was saying on there, it's like, yeah, all the mamas are coming, not the males. And it's almost comical to the point. It's like, and he's naming them too because he's like, he knows which one of them is the one that grabs the grabber and almost took his finger off, grabbing for a hot dog.
They got claws.
Yeah, they do. Some of them, they said, majority of them are really well behaved though. Like almost like cats. Almost.
They don't bring rabies to you.
Well, yeah, that too, or fleas or anything else.
Yes.
I'm gonna track that in your house. I'll track that in your house.
Well, what's her name up there had that fox that was half domesticated.
Oh yeah, almost to the point where she let him in her house or in her side and everything. I think she did a few times.
Yeah.
And had like kibble and stuff there for almost. It's pretty much like a dog anyhow.
Trying to bring kibble into. I want a 40-pound bag of kibble delivered.
Think about that. More a couple 100 pounds of kibble, probably.
Well, next airdrop, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna sustain it for the winter.
So that was mixed, and it didn't have the extra shot, but it was free.
That's fine.
He's just trying to tell us that the problem is he just can't get the stuff.
Yeah, well, I understand that part of it.
Yeah.
I was talking about the other part where the coffee. Did you try the coffee at all? See if the coffee was any better?
I went down the street.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, that would have been one of his free drinkies.
And that's
fixing that.
Well, no, it was a different one altogether.
I know, but still.
And he's trying. I don't blame.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I know, but a lot of people, I just feel they don't put reviews out or put a thing in the review about stuff, so the owners don't know if something's screwed up.
I know, but I don't like to say stuff like that.
I know, but it's like, but you know how quick the reply back was for like within like 10 minutes of me putting it on there. He was replying back to me like, "Well, that's not good." And then we're gonna make sure they get trained on doing it right.
Well, it was terrible coffee.
Yeah, that's exactly
You spend big money for fancy coffee.
Yeah, and it has no taste to it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, barely even a hint of cream. And I'm just talking about the house stuff even.
But
which usually has some flavor to it.
But just nothing.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
Yeah. Suck it down. There's no taste. Even water has better taste. Water had some taste to it.
Even warm.
This thing had like
itself.
that would have taste to it.
Yeah.
This didn't even have like the slightest hint of like cream. That was it.
Anything, yeah.
I was like, okay. Even reverse osmosis water has some taste to it.
It takes a lot out. But you know what's worse than that is the triple distilled stuff. I tasted some triple distilled stuff in a lab. You're not supposed to do it in a lab. You're never supposed to put nothing.
Yeah, I know.
But I did. It was triple distilled water, and it's like it sucked whatever was on my tongue out of my tongue.
Yeah, I bet it did.
It was triple distilled. There was nothing in it.
Yeah.
And boy, was that. I just had to be stupid to try it. And I was like, damn, that tastes terrible, man. There's no minerals.
No taste, no nothing in it.
Nothing in there. Yeah. Well, you fully distill it, then you take what's left and you distill it again.
Yeah.
And you take what's left and distill it again. What do you think you have left?
There's nothing left. There's atoms, and that's it. Liquid atoms, that's it.
You're right. They got a cop right behind you. That's okay.
Oh, wait till. Hey!
Mm-hmm. Oh,
no 1099s, please.
I'm all for the cops.
Yeah.
You got to keep order and civility.
Yeah, unlike some of those places, let's just defund them because that'll be better.
No, that's not going to work.
Oh, get rid of them because that'll be better. I'm like,
well, the problem was they needed more to really get. They never have enough.
One of my friends works at, I won't name where, but one of my friends works at some place in Minot.
Yeah.
He has overheard racial comments and not sure what she wants to do about it. I said, well, maybe send like an anonymous, one of her coworkers, send an anonymous tip in or something to your HR department or something. I don't know.
Oh, I'm
not going to say where. I'm not going to say where.
Where she was working at. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, wherever it is somewhere in this town.
There was a lady at Delta that kept whining about everything, and it wasn't right this, and it wasn't fair that, and she went on and on and on, and finally she got herself fired by just being stupid.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like
she came in there with bad attitude.
Yeah,
and we had folks in there from all backgrounds.
I mean, it's weird too because there's like that's the thing is I'm surprised about it because they have a lot of foreign workers that work there.
Yeah, it may just, who knows.
Yeah, that's the one I was kind of like, huh?
But we sat there.
But then I've heard some people talking about this whole thing that's going on with with what's going on, and a lot of people that are bad mouthing it racist wise are the foreigners. I'm just like, what?
Remember there are prejudices all
Oh,
over the world.
I'm sure there are, but I was just like going like, wait a minute.
When I was in Vietnam, most Quan Cons were a French Vietnamese background because it made them bigger, physically bigger people.
Yeah.
Okay, and you want a big tough cop to wade in the middle of big tough situations.
Yeah.
So most of them, not all of them, were big, and the true Vietnamese didn't like them because they were impure and this and that. But the good news was at that moment in time, the Quan Cons were in charge, and they let everybody know they were in charge. So if you wanted to try to discriminate against the Quan Con, it's probably a bad idea.
Well, I was just surprised. I was like, I guess I just feel like we're kind of like it's different up here. It's just more sheltered, I guess.
Well, we are,
to a degree,
and there are
idiots everywhere. So.
Yes, exactly. And when I heard the Black Lives Movement thing at Fairbanks, I went, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I would have thought there would be a bigger thing there to support the natives being messed over.
Oh, yeah, you would think that.
Because there's a lot of natives.
I guess they had one in Prudhoe Bay. They had a Black Lives Matter thing.
Yeah.
One person.
Well, yeah. When everybody else is busy working, right?
Well, they did have to leave really quickly from the protest because that's when the polar bears came through.
Yeah.
Apparently, Black Lives Matter and polar bears don't mix.
Well, polar bears and anything don't mix. But it just, I saw neo-Nazis up close and personal. I seen French with a very
I loved one of the actual guys who's still alive from the war that was an actual Nazi talked to the neo-Nazis and tell them how bad it really was.
Yeah.
And he says when he talked about what happened in the real battlefield, he said their jaws just dropped.
Well, how can they not know that?
They have their own belief on their history of what the Nazis, everything was all great and cool. Everything was all romantically cool based on the shitty movies they've seen. Yeah. And the guy says, this is what really happened.
It was bad.
It was bad. I mean, it was bad.
When you see hundreds of thousands of
he was telling this to other people. This is later. He said, I told a whole bunch of these people at one of their big convention thingies. They're all like applauding me because I wore my uniform and all our ribbons and everything to this thing, and they all were applauding me. And he says, I stood up there and I told them, nothing. He said, I was proud. I'm proud of my German heritage and all that stuff and everything. He says, and up until. He said even when the war started, it wasn't bad.
No, he was trying to improve things, but they were doing better.
He said it wasn't until about mid-1942 did shit really get bad.
Yeah, for the Germans,
for everybody.
Yeah.
He says he was in the battles and other things, so he didn't see a lot of shit that was going on at home.
No.
When he got shipped back from a war injury, and he started seeing the crap that was going on in Germany,
it was a whole different
he said that he and a lot of his other people says that he kind of changed their tune on what was going on.
Yeah.